We acknowledge the Gadigal people, owners of the land where we gather today, and pay our respects to elders, past, present, and emerging. We recognize their connection to country and role in caring for and maintaining country over thousands of years.
Firstly, we analyzed transport, divided it into vehicular access and active transport. I noted the road hierarchy, driving times to motorway entries, and public transport nodes. Then I list the travel time to popular destinations, used different modes of transport, and compared them to establish commuting mode for Canterbury. In precinct and neighborhood scale, we create walking time maps, highlight circling and bus routes with frequencies, and analyze driving routes. I also note spine, age, and barriers, where most of Canterbury households own cars. The river and the railway tracks act as barriers, negatively impacting accessibility.
In Canterbury, green resources abound with Cook's River running through the centre, providing a scenic landscape. Residential areas are shown in blue, while highly density and commercial areas are green, which primarily located along Canterbury Road. Despite a list of possible activities for residents, many commercial shops have closed down, resulting in a struggling commercial sector that fails to meet the daily needs of local residents.
For nature amenity, there are 6 parks and 1 river in Canterbury. The ecological environment of the parks are particularly good, which provide a large area for residents here to relax, exercise and walk their dogs. However, the water quality of Cook's River is poor. It's also threatened by floods due to the factors such as climate, river shape, and terrain. The government has implemented a series of plans to prevent floods. At the same time, it does not prevent residents from relaxing by the river or on its banks when it's sunny day.
In Canterbury, the population increases every year. Canterbury is a diverse suburb with a young population and overseas-born residents. According to the data, family households and separate houses occupy a large proportion. The average weekly household income in Canterbury is lower than the average for the whole Sydney. The area near the Canterbury station is one of the most popular living areas, popular with young groups. Mid-aged adults who are the most income among these age groups have the ability to choose the house they want, and they are more likely to choose separate house and apartments.
This is the recreation and activity of Canterbury. By differentiating with colors, this area's restaurants, retail stores, medical centers, bars, post office, and also 3 park recreation facilities are identified. Although we found that there are fewer restaurant and entertainment activity in this area, it still meets the basic requirements of residents' daily life.
Preserving Canterbury's heritage is crucial for maintaining its cultural identity and promoting economic growth. However, retrofitting historic buildings and public spaces with modern technology can enhance sustainability and create new opportunities for local businesses. The Canterbury Park Racecourse, for instance, could greatly influence future development if repurposed.
Canterbury has a very rugged terrain, which is clearly visible from the cross-section of the Canterbury Road. The highest point highlighted in green, and the lowest point, the river, highlighted in red. There are 4 resident block types within the precinct. Medium density block like separate house, high density block like apartment, mixed use blocks are shop top apartment, and also commercial block is using for the shop.
Our site falls under the local centre and high-density residential land zones, with FSR ratios of 3:1, 2.75:1, and 2.4:1, and building heights ranging from 27 meters to 10 meters. The site can support high-rise residential and commercial buildings, with mixed-use, flats, and top-shop housing being potential design considerations. Additionally, the site is not in the flood planning area, allowing us to include underground parking facilities in our plans.
On the main high street of Canterbury, most of the buildings are public service, shops and restaurants, and the division between public and private areas is relatively balanced. Some side streets leads to private residence, and bus stops are evenly distributed along this side street and the main high street.
Shows the building height and building function on both sides of train track. The building south of the train station belongs to a local center. Taller buildings are built here. Most of apartments and the mixed-use buildings are concentrated here compared to others. The west of this location is relatively convenient for transportation, shopping, and recreation.
Canterbury's commercial area is underdeveloped due to a shortage of active frontage. Good examples of active frontage include restaurants with large glass windows, outdoor dining areas, and appropriate setbacks located under new high-density residential buildings. And it provides weather protection to pedestrians, which meets the DCP's general objective. On the other hand, old-fashioned top shops are no longer in demand and are rarely visited.
In High Street section, Canterbury Road as a trunk road only has 4 lanes, causing heavy traffic. The road has steep incline, barrier railings between the road and pavement, and the far-away crossing make it unfavorable for cycling and pedestrian unfriendly. The mixed-use building on the left has an internal pedestrian walkway, but its limited connection to the external road and too many stairs result in low pedestrian traffic.
For the precedent study, we studied 4 types of existing residential building within the precinct, including shop-top apartment, country yards apartment, detached house, and the multi-dwelling. The top shop building and the multi-dwelling are the most helpful precedent study for our site design, as it is located between those 2 building types. To create a natural transition between them, our house needs to have a modern and urban design. The top shop building has already brought new residents and business like Woolworths and caves to Canterbury. By continuing this type of design, we can build a new local century and modernism, the precinct for the future of urbanization.
Canterbury has abundant green spaces, excellent public transportation connection, and adequate amenities like schools. Is a transportation not making Sydney city centre easily accessible. However, challenges include a lack of retail and restaurant, high housing costs, limited job opportunities, inadequate parking area, and poor transportation to the southeast metropolis and beaches. The ongoing development of the local centre could attract more population, businesses, and job opportunities to improve daily amenities. Despite ongoing threats such as flooding, traffic noise, and steep terrain, Canterbury must address these challenges to sustain its growth and development. Our vision for Canterbury is to create a livable, sustainable, and connected community. To achieve this, we need reliable infrastructure, an integrated transportation network, affordable housing, flood protection for homes, more job opportunities, and the preservation of existing green spaces to make all residents feel included.
Creating a livable and suitable Canterbury to attract more young people and families to live here. Our design will focus on the southeast side of Canterbury Station. We plan to demolish the existing building and construct new ones in the location, taking into account the local economic income and functionality of the building. Median high-rise housing and mainstream shop-top housing have been designed for this site. Apartments are highly favored by modern people and can attract more young groups and families. Shop-top building not only helps increase space utilization but also provide employment opportunities. We designed an indoor car park and an open car park by taking advantage of the difference in topography. Moreover, we designed sidewalks and driveways to make it easier to get around.
The scheme includes mixed-use and high-rise buildings, as well as public green spaces. We analyzed the circulation and found that no roads connect to the east, north, and south, so we established a loop to prevent traffic congestion. Parking lots were set up beside loops to ease the shortage of the street parking. Pavement were installed to guide people to the active frontage.